before 1857. Revolts in India before 1857. Now write in bracket 1765 to 1857. To 1857. First of all, we will classify. First of all, we will classify the revolts in following four categories. In following four categories. Civil rebellion first. Civil rebellion. Civil rebellions. A. Sannyasi revolt. Sannyasi revolt. Dash Bengal. 1763-1800. 1763-1800 Warren Hastings. Warren Hastings. B. A home movement. AHOM. A home movement. Bengal 1828-33. 33. Khasi revolt. Khasi revolt. Assam 1829. D. Revolt of King of Vijayanagaram. Revolt of King of Vijayanagaram. Dash Madras Presidency. Madras Presidency. Dash 1794. Now one thing to remember. In first Sannyasi revolt, I told you to write Bengal, year, then Warren Hastings. Right? In others, you have to write. You have to write. That was the period of which Governor General or which Viceroy, right? I have purposely left this to you so that in course of time you will again read it. To fill up this blank, you will again read it. So it will be your third or second reading. हो गया काम, right? पर्पजली मैंने जान के इसको छोड़ा है आपके लिए. एक उदाहरण है वारन हेस्टिंग, बाकी मैं कहीं नहीं लिखाऊंगा, आप उसको लिखते जाइए. ये हो गया सिविल रिवोल्ट्स. सेकंड, पीजेंट मूवमेंट्स. पीजेंट्स और फार्मर्स मूवमेंट्स. ए, रंगपुर रिबेलियन. रंगपुर, RANG, रंगपुर रिबेलियन dash Bengal 1783. 1783. Second, Fairazi movement, F-A-R-A-I-Z-I, F-A-R-A-I-Z-I, Fairazi movement, Bengal 1804. 1804. Third, Wahhabi movement, Wahhabi, W-A-H-A-B-I, Wahhabi movement, Rai Bareli, bracket UP, Patna and Bengal. Wahhabi movement, Rai Bareli, UP, Patna, Bengal, 1850, 1850-63. 1850-63. Third. Tribals revolt. Tribals revolt. A. Chuar. C-H-U-A-R. Chuar and Ho. H-O. Rebellion. Tribals revolt. A. Chuar and Ho rebellion. Bengal. In bracket, Mednipur district. Mednipur district. It occurred 2 times. 1768 to 1777. 1768-72. 72 and 1795 to 1816. 1816. Next, B. Coal insurrection or coal revolt. Coal, K-O-L. Bengal. Against Diku. 1831-32. C. 1831-32. C. Santhal rebellion. Santhal rebellion. Bihar, Bengal. 1855. 1855. Now put just for a few seconds, put rest your pencil and pen, whatever it is. How many of you understand the meaning of Diku? D-I-K-U. Diku. We are talking of tribal revolts, right? What were and I can say more or less, not 100%, but today also. The remote areas in Bengal, in Jharkhand, और छत्तीसगढ़ और मध्य प्रदेश, they are all areas full of forests, and a majority of tribal population, not urban, tribal rural population, which is still poor, is still illiterate, right? We are about to celebrate the 75 years of Indian independence. But still, there are dark areas in our population society. We have stopped here to talk about DIKU, D-I-K-U. We are dealing with tribal revolts. Tribals are illiterate people. They are 100% farmers. And they are illiterate also. So one danger still glooms their future. Tribals for centuries, when we start of the Europeans' entry in India, we should take a journey for the tribals also from that date. Clear? So when today is there, they are on the lowest pedestal of the society in terms of education and and prosperity. Then what to think of the 203 years back? It means those times they were getting beaten and tortured. So ultimately rebellion. When a person thinks, when a society thinks, when a population thinks that we are dying, not insult, not humiliation, no insult, no humiliation. There is another category beyond humiliation. Beyond humiliation, there is a category. It means the persons who are ruling, either Indians or foreigners, there is no difference in torture. One day comes that a particular person or society population thinks that this way also we are dying. So why not die to kill somebody? ऐसे भी हम मर ही रहे हैं और रोज मर रहे हैं, तो क्यों नहीं इनको मार के मरे? ऐसे भी हमको मरना ही है। तो जब मरना ही है तो फांसी चढ़ जाए तो इनको मार कम से कम एक तो कम होगा। तो सारी लड़ाइयां जो होती रही ट्राइबल्स किन से लड़ते रहे? दे अगेन द वर्ड कम्स दीकू। फिर वही हम घूम करके आते हैं दीकू। दीकू का मान है बाहरी, आउटसाइडर। आउटसाइडर में बी फ्रॉम इंडिया और मैं भी फ्रॉम अब्रॉड। उसको क्या पता है कि गोरा है तो इंडिया का नहीं है, काला है तो इंडिया का नहीं, उसको नहीं पता है भाई। he is taking the insider or outsider, and he is concerned about his land. How to save it, my land? Because landlords, it means they grabbed the lands of some poor persons, then they become lords, right? So, Diku, even today, not the situation of 200 years ago, but today also, that outsider feeling is seen in remote areas of Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh, Madhya Pradesh, and some parts of Bengal. Bengal में कौन? Purulia, which is adjacent to Jharkhand. So we have dealt with one thing. Actually, what was the main concern for which they fought and they died? They died by killing somebody. Actually, Dikus, don't confuse with Indians. Diku means an outsider. Make it clear. Not a foreigner Diku or Indian Diku. Diku is a Diku for those poor persons. So they were targeting the lords. Lords may be Indian lords or British lords. They were targeting their lands. They were targeting their girls and daughters. बात समझ में आ गया? तो इज्जत की जब बात आई तो हम गरीब है लेकिन इज्जत तो हमारा है ना. गरीब है लेकिन इज्जत तो हमारा है, सबकी बराबर इज्जत है. Actually, what the foreigners were doing misdeeds in form of welfare of the poor tribals. वो आए थे व्यापार करने, व्यापार करते चुपचाप ठीक था. वो व्यापार करने आए, किलेबंदी करने लगे, हमारे लीडर्स को तोड़ने फोड़ने लगे, रूल करने लगे. क्लियर? उससे उनका मन नहीं भरा, उनकी क्षुधा शांत नहीं हुई. अब उन्होंने एक नया काम शुरू किया. दिक्कू बनके पटना में उन्होंने काम नहीं शुरू किया, लेकिन गुमला में शुरू किया. रांची में नहीं किया, लेकिन खूंटी में किया. क्या किया करते थे वो लोग? वो गरीब है, अनपढ़ है, लंगोटी पहने हुए है, और वहां पर उस रिमोटेस्ट एरिया में आज से 100, 150, 200 साल पहले दे स्टार्टेड स्कूल्स. They started schools, missionaries, ब्रिटिशर्स, फ्रांसिस और जो भी लोग आए वो व्यापार के लिए आए. उनका व्यापार जब when they settled, then they started doing mischief. I openly say mischief. They started schools giving free books, free medicines, free clothes, and then that poor fellow who has no cloth on his whole body, he is saying that my children are going to schools in uniforms, they are talking ABCD. Just see how they entered in your home, in your brain, through your children. Through your children. Then the poor population thought that we are living for centuries. Living conditions did not change at all. This change came in our society, in this remote village, only when this person has come. Right? I talk of missionaries. Then what they started, and they become very successful also. What they started, there is no question of when, because it is a story of centuries back. They started religious conversions. Not directly. First, they convinced the population that actually we are your helpers. We are our well-wishers. See, this zamindar, this government is ruling you for so many years, centuries. But your situation is this, that no food for evening, no food for morning. You are just living on the forest. So they started conversions, religious conversions from rural tribals. They started making them Christians. They were all Hindus. But Hindus never protected them. Because Hindu population is divided in 4 sectors. या कहें उसको 4 आश्रम, 4 वर्ण. तो 4 वर्ण, अब वो बेचारा, उसका कोई वर्ण ही नहीं है. तो एक पर्सन जिसने उसको सहारा दिया. And very important thing, once that poor family of 2 or 3 or 5 once converts to Christianity, then no one can dare to insult that Hindu turned Christian or Muslim turned Christian. To sum up, to summarize this, we talked in detail because we should not adopt the method of touching and going, touching and going, touching and going. No. Sometimes you have to stop at this point and make it clear. It will be asked in any point. You cannot elaborate. Diku means outsider, one word. Then they will ask, what do you mean that outsider? In India, how can an Indian be outsider? This is a very important question of UPSC. What you are talking? Outsider? Then you have to make it clear that outsiders means Indian outsiders and foreign outsiders who did not even try to know the plight of those rural population for centuries. So I'm not saying them outsiders. That poor, downtrodden society is not able to recognize him. That population sees that that person never came here. So he's an outsider. He's an outsider. So whenever the question of outsider is asked to you about Diku, you make it clear that outsiders means Indian outsiders and British outsiders or Francis outsiders. Because all the tribal revolts, not 99%, 100% tribal revolts, we'll read in detail, they all were in different forms and different times, different causes, but definitely between Diku and non-Diku. Outsider or insider, right? Thank you. Next, C. Santhal rebellion. संथाल रिबेलियन बिहार हो गया, बंगाल 1855. फोर्थ, मिलिट्री रिवोल्ट्स. मिलिट्री रिवोल्ट्स पुट इन ब्रैकेट म्यूटिनी, MUTINY. Here, one thing is important. In my view, military mutiny is a better word. Military mutiny. That's revolt. So the question is about 100%. Military was under control of British. For the period which we are going to talk. So the military revolted against military, right? Not all over India, but definitely a rebellion means when there is unsatisfied population, असंतोष की जमीन पर ही विद्रोह पनपता है. असंतोष जहां होगा विद्रोह वहीं पनपता है. जहां संतोष अगर हुआ तो विद्रोह क्यों पनपेगा? तो सॉइल, ground soil of unsatisfaction gives birth to rebellion. As we know that even today, when we talk of discipline, there is a spark in our mind. Our military means discipline. Clear? When the word military, they can never be undisciplined. So then why the question of revolt in military? It means India was rising. इंडिया, हिंदुस्तान अब करवट ले रहा था. रिबेलियन हर जगह हुआ भी नहीं, म्यूटिनीज हर जगह हुआ भी नहीं, हुआ और दबा दिया गया. तो अलग अलग जगहों पर म्यूटिनीज हुई, मतलब रिवोल्ट ऑफ सोल्जर्स अगेंस्ट देयर ओन मिलिट्री, राइट? सो नंबर 1, बनारस 1778. Warren Hastings. B. Awadh. B. Awadh. Dash. You will fill the gap. Here you will fill Lord Wellesley. Now what you understand by Awadh? If something, we have written Awadh. What you understand by Awadh? अवध अवध के एरिया को ठीक बोला है, उसको बैठा दे लेंगे, ठीक बोला है वो, बोला गलती नहीं है, और क्लियर चाहिए। अरे तो अयोध्या है, बेवकूफ नहीं का। बर्मा बर्मा डैश 47th रेजिमेंट 47th रेजिमेंट बाकी ईयर भर लेना, जान के हम छोड़ते जा रहे हैं, ईयर भर लेना, और उसका उस समय कौन सा गवर्नर जनरल वाइसराय लिखना। फिरोजपुर 1844 34th रेजिमेंट। नेक्स्ट रावलपिंडी 22nd रेजिमेंट 22nd रेजिमेंट। तो बीच में CDM, सिविल डिसोबीडियंस मूवमेंट, सविनय अवज्ञा आंदोलन, हिंदी में लिखो, वहीं पर जहां हिंदी वाला लिखा है हो, इंग्लिश वाला लिखा है, सिविल डिसोबीडियंस मूवमेंट और सविनय अवज्ञा आंदोलन। इधर लिखिए आप, इधर लाइन के इधर, असहयोग आंदोलन, असहयोग आंदोलन, नॉन कोऑपरेशन मूवमेंट, नॉन कोऑपरेशन मूवमेंट, and they put one word on the top, very important, very important. Now we start writing on the 7 categories. वहां लिखो, उधर से लिखो, बाएं साइड में एकदम उधर लिखो ना, एकदम शुरू उधर लिखो। तुम्हारा वो बीच का लाइन कहाँ है, बीच का? हाँ, तो उधर से शुरू करो। पीरियड वहां क्यों लिखता है? पीरियड में हो गया 1930 to 34 और 1920 से 22। एम, CDM का एम था पूर्ण स्वराज्य, पूर्ण स्वराज। डैश नॉन कोऑपरेशन में क्या रहा होगा? एम, इनका एम क्या रहा होगा? क्या बोला? राइट, स्वदेश, ठीक है। अब लिखो मेथड। CDM बोलेंगे हम सिविल डिसोबीडियंस को CDM बोला करेंगे। CDM का मेथड है मोर मिलिटेंट, और नॉन कोऑपरेशन लेस मिलिटेंट। नॉन कोऑपरेशन का दूसरा नाम बता सकते हो क्या है, जो कि ज्यादा कॉमन है? ज्यादा कॉमन है। हाँ, लेकिन एक और वर्ड है, पैसिव रेसिस्टेंस। पैसिव, ये वर्ड यूज हुआ था वहां दक्षिण अफ्रीका में, पैसिव रेसिस्टेंस। तो उसका माने समझो क्या है। जैसे कि आई टोल्ड यू एंड disobeyed, you disobeyed. I told you to do something, and by any reason, by any displeasure, you put your pen here, your bags here, your water bottle here, and you left the class. You left the class. This is civil disobedience. अवमानना है, अवमानना। हम आपका बात नहीं मानेंगे, ये रहा मेरा कलम कापी, हम चले। इसलिए मोर मिलिटेंट था। आप लोग क्या किया, रख करके यहां चले गए बाहर। बस समझ आया? इट वॉज मोर मिलिटेंट। A non-cooperation, I am teaching, I am asking you to write, you are not writing. You are sitting, you are not flying, you are not raising any question. I am telling you time, right? You are not responding me with any angry word, but you are sitting just like Mahatma. This is passive resistance. अवमानना नहीं है, ये आपके साथ कोऑपरेट नहीं करें। सो इट इज नोन एज असहयोग आंदोलन। सविनय अयोग्य, सविनय अवज्ञा। मैं सर आपकी बात नहीं मानूंगा, प्लीज सर। एंग्री मूड वहां नहीं है, एंग्री मूड कहीं नहीं है। साथियों साथ जो टकराएगा वो चूर चूर हो जाएगा, ये सब नारा नहीं लग रहा है। शांतिपूर्वक आप उठे और क्लास के बाहर चले गए। सिविल डिसोबीडियंस मूवमेंट। ये क्या है? हाँ, कि हम बैठे रहेंगे और आपको सहयोग नहीं करेंगे, आपसे नाराज भी नहीं है, गुस्सा भी नहीं है, कोई बोलेंगे भी नहीं, लेकिन सर आपको कोऑपरेट हम नहीं करेंगे, हम बाहर नहीं जाएंगे, यहीं बैठे रहेंगे। हाँ, इट वॉज मोर मिलिटेंट। इधर लिखना है सहयोग में लेस मिलिटेंट, लिख दो लेस मिलिटेंट। फोर्थ, पार्टिसिपेंट्स। कौन कौन लोग भागीदार थे इसमें? पार्टिसिपेंट बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है ये। पार्टिसिपेंट, फीमेल फार्मर, फीमेल प्लस फार्मर प्लस ट्रेडर पार्टिसिपेशन। ट्रेडर व्यापारी, फीमेल फार्मर एंड ट्रेडर पार्टिसिपेशन। डैश डैश लिख दो। सीडीएम में लिखो मच ग्रेटर, मच ग्रेटर। इसमें ज्यादा पार्टिसिपेशन था सबने अवज्ञा आंदोलन में, औरतों का, किसानों का और व्यापारियों का। असहयोग आंदोलन में लेस, इस वर्ग का पार्टिसिपेशन लेस था उसमें, राइट? अब लिखिए Hindu-Muslim unity. Hindu-Muslim unity was seen less in CDM. Was seen less in CDM and more in a non-cooperation movement. More in non-cooperation movement. Next, labor participation. Labor participation. Labor participation. It was less in, बहुत important है, it was less in CDM. It was less in CDM and more in NC. And more in NC. Seventh, Congress became much stronger. Congress became much stronger. NC में लिखो as usual. As usual. अब लिखो different phases. Different phases. CDM में लिखो 2 phases. CDM में 2 phases. First phase 12/3/1930, 12th March 1930 to 5th March 1931. 12 मार्च 1930 से 5 मार्च 1931, ये फर्स्ट फेज. सेकेंड फेज जनवरी 1932 से 1934. नॉन कोऑपरेशन मूवमेंट रहा 1 अगस्त 1920. माथा सांधा उठाओ. 1 अगस्त 1920, 1 अगस्त 1920 से 12 फरवरी 1922. Again in CDM, individual civil disobedience. Individual civil disobedience. 1 August 1933, 1 August 1933 to early 1934. To early 1934. It finished. Now write 2 important things. Elgin, Lord Elgin, first. Lord Elgin first. Question will be, name the historical, natural, phenomena which occurred during tenure of Lord Elgin first. Lord Elgin first. Following are the options. Following are the options. First flood. First flood. Second fire. Third famine. Fourth rebellion. Fourth rebellion. बताओ. It is a very important question. लॉर्ड एल्गिन फर्स्ट के समय निम्नलिखित चार में से कौन सी प्राकृतिक आपदाएं आई? है ना क्वेश्चन? ठीक. आंसर इज फेमिन, अकाल. फेमिन ऑफ 1865 to 67. Famine of 1865 to 67, that's Odisha. And famine of 1868-69, 68-69 in Rajputana and Bundelkhand. In Rajputana and Bundelkhand occurred during the regime of Lord Elgin first. Second question. What were the historical, natural, disasters during a regime of Lord Elgin second? Lord Elgin second. Options will be same. Options will be same. Answer is famine 1896-97 in greater parts of India. Comma, formation of Lyell Commission, Lyall, Lyell Commission, and severe drought in India in 1899 was seen during a regime of Lord Elgin II. Now you just open the your point, your copy as CDM. We are missing one point. At CDM, you give the one more heading, eighth point, government policy. Government policy. It is very important. People were agitating. There was a type of revolt. There was a type of revolt. What the government was doing, it is an important thing. Government policy regarding CDM, you write, ruthless, RUTHLESS. Ruthless, you know the meaning of ruthless? हिंदी में लिखो, निर्दयता से. निर्दयता से, ruthless repression. Ruthless repression. निर्दयता से दबाया गया. Write it in Hindi also. निर्दयता से दबाया गया इस आंदोलन को. From very beginning. From very beginning. शुरू से ही इस आंदोलन के प्रति सरकार कठोर रही. और असहयोग आंदोलन में लिख दो उसमें, नो सच थिंग वाज सीन. नो सच थिंग वाज सीन.